Here we go. Here we go. We're really excited to sort of kick off our day of service, to announce our day of service on Saturday, May 20th. Registration is now open for our 2023 One Seattle Day of Service. And I want to thank the community members and community leaders. Logistically, you're going to hear me say a few words about our day of service. I'm then going to turn over the microphone to Maisha Barnett, who is the granddaughter of Powell Barnett, these grounds that we're on, and it's very symbolic. I'll talk a little bit more about this, about why we're here today, and you see the history, the great rich history of Maisha and her first cousin, the family, the Barnett family, on who this great person was that this park is named after. Before I do that, let me talk a little bit about our one day of service. Now, this event will bring thousands of residents from all across the city together, asking them to roll up their sleeves and give their time and energy back to their community. There's a young volunteer right there. You can't wait for our one day of service. So the organizing principle of our One Seattle vision is that we accomplish more when we come together as a community and we work towards a common goal of being part of the solution. I tell everyone that loves this city, you have the right to criticize, you have the right to critique and give feedback, but you also have the opportunity to help. And my administration tries to lead with that kind of spirit. So last year we had thousands of people coming up. So I want to be very clear. We want to break any records we established last year. So we're opening up for our opportunity this year for over 3,000 volunteer shifts at right now over 110 events across the city. So we'll have events and shifts that will continue to be added until the day of service. And so that's how we do it. We are hopeful that the event will continue to grow. And it's more than symbolism. It's that sort of that boost in our city to say we can do this together as a great city. So this year we've partnered with over 100 organizations, public, private, nonprofits, sports teams to help facilitate community events. We're talking to high-profile figures to come out and help us, and they enjoy rubbing elbows with community members as well. And I want to thank all of our city departments. You see some outstanding city employees, public servants like myself, who are helping do the work, including Seattle Parks and Recreation, Seattle Public Utilities, IT, and many more. And what we'll actually do in terms of the activities, there will be beautification activities like picking up litter or removing graffiti. We'll help neighbors in need by sorting food pantry donations or building tiny homes. There's a lot of work to do. We have lots of ways to get involved, and so I invite every neighbor, everyone that at some point sees this message or read about what we're trying to do, they can go to seattle.gov/day of service and sign up for a volunteer shift. We have flexible hours. The pay is great. It's joy. Can't put a price on joy. Again, the location of this particular announcement at Powell Barnett Park here in the Central District is very intentional. Not just that I grew up around this area as a child and go to school around here, but it represents, again, what happens when you take care of an asset, a park, and at the same time you commemorate our rich history, particularly in the African American community, that you'll see so many monuments or so many areas that are a direct result of community activism and love for a community. I'm not going to steal Maisha's thunder, but you see here the rich history that Powell Barnett himself embarked upon. And I remember as a child hearing stories and watching him in action, the organizations that he led, not just in sports and music, but in terms of civic activism. I'm a direct beneficiary of it. And I can't thank the family enough for helping us today celebrate the memory. I want to read a quote from Powell Barnett himself that speaks to our One Seattle values and mindset of service. To quote, "I have always felt that my community is no better or worse than what I help make it. I can't delegate my own responsibility. I can't assume anyone else's. we learn from the lessons of Powell Barnett what activism is truly about. So that's what we're asking residents to do on our day of service, to embrace a commitment toward the betterment of our community, our neighborhoods, and to give back to this place in Seattle we all call home. Now I'd like to introduce Maisha Barnett, the founder of the Powell Barnett Legacy Project, to make some remarks on her work to keep her grandfather's spirit of service alive. And again, if one thing I said out of that very beautiful, elegant speech that I just gave is May 20th is our day of service, Saturday. Maisha Barnett, please grace us with some words. I'll move this.
Well, thank you, Mayor Harrell. As he said, I am a great-granddaughter. I'm sorry, not even a great-granddaughter, a granddaughter. My cousin Karen Jones is also a granddaughter of Powell Barnett. And in 2001, I partnered with the Leschi Community Council to bring about some improvements at the park. And then in 2006, in partnership with my fiscal sponsor, the Leschi Community Council, as well as receiving a large gift from Starbucks Community Coffee Company, we redeveloped the park over the course of 7 days with 800 volunteers and 3,000 volunteer hours. Then responding to the sustainable interest in the park after that redevelopment, we added another picnic area in the northeast corner. We also...
Go ahead, keep talking.
Thank you. We also added signage, historical signage, explaining the history of the park and who Powell Barnett is. In 2016, we installed the fitness zone to provide equitable access to exercise equipment and receive new basketball courts, compliments of the Kevin Durant Charity Foundation, Build It, Enable Ball. Whether you call it Army Camp, Castle, or Red Rope Park, this land has history. It has served as a public open gathering space for decades and is a maker of, This land has history. It has served as a public open gathering space and a maker of memories for decades. And today we are thrilled to be part of one Seattle Day of Service to carry on the tradition of giving back to our community. In the words of my paternal grandfather, Powell Samuel Barnett, I've always felt that my community is no better or worse than that what I helped make it. Likewise, my country. I can delegate my own responsibility. I can't assume anyone else's. Thank you.
Thank you, Maisha. Before I ask if there are any questions, I do want to recognize a few organizations or people. Idris Beauregard, our Deputy Director, Seattle Public Utilities, People, Culture, and Community. Christopher Williams, our Deputy Superintendent of Parks. Of course, Maisha, I want to recognize her again as founder and project manager of the Powell Barnett Legacy Project. Janice Merrill Brown, President of the Leschi Community Council and Managing Broker at Keller Williams. John Barber, Chairman of Parks and Green Space Committee, Leschi Community Council, and other members of the Leschi Community Council. And I don't mean to slight any great community leaders or city employees, but I wanted to recognize those that have helped, again, create this beautiful park that we're in, and hopefully we help out on our day of service. So thank you for being here. If there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to entertain any questions. But if I don't see any, that means we nailed it. That's what that means. Pretty excited about May 20th, people coming out. Are there any questions? Yes, cousin.
Can I explain the Barnett board?
Can you swing it?
Explain.
Oh, yes. Come on up and explain it.
Okay, I'm Karen Jones, granddaughter of Powell Barnett, and he was actually live when I was coming up. And here's his picture here. Okay, and right here, we had the opening of Powell Barnett Park. And this is my mom, Helen Barnett, and my uncle Doug Barnett, Maisha's father. And here is the Leschi School, when they presented the picture that hangs in Leschi School, which will be rededication later on this year, right, Maisha? And this is one of the main things they have. So it short in size, a lot of experience. It shows here that he did groundwork for the city of Seattle. As a family member with Maisha, me, and Larry Gossett, right here, he organized the musicians union. It used to be segregated, the black and whites. And here's the badge down here that shows the union. Right here, he was playing the tuba down in Roslyn, Washington, because he also had a band down there. Over here is when they first opened the park. When they first opened it up here, and we have a proclamation that was Powell Barnett Day. Over here is
by the King County Council. City Council can't take credit for that.
Yeah.
It's King County Council all day long, 2012.
Yeah, and also there's Powell Barnett, Maisha's father, Doug. This is Powell Barnett Jr., who cut the ribbon to open Garfield School. And he also was a screen designer for Bruce Lee, all of his movies. And right here we have a newspaper clipping that he was a resident scout for the Baltimore Orioles. And Grandpa was also a politician. He used to go down to Olympia all the time. He worked for Rosalie, and he used to have his kids put up tracts all over the Democratic Party. But there's a lot more. I found out he also helped organize the Urban League by getting a billionaire at Macy's to help put the Urban League together. Any other questions?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful history.
Thank you
That's
so
beautiful
much.
history. And I appreciate the family helping the community keep the legacy alive. We keep the legacy alive. Thank you very much. I'm going to count down if there's no questions. 3, 2, 1, Seattle. Thank you very much.